My guest now is James Houston. He's the general of the Black Panthers of Mississippi. James, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. What about you?
I'm doing good. What is it that the Black Panthers of Mississippi? What is it? I know what it used to be. What is it now? And what's your goal? What's your mission statement here in the state of Mississippi? And what is your goal around here in Lauderdale County?
In Mississippi, we're trying to get, everybody to see the negative that's going on, so they can, join the team or be a part of what's going on. So once we go out there and protest or whatever, we have people behind us that bring, more people, that be more power, and that'll make an impact on the community.
So what are some things that you see as a problem here in Mississippi?
Corruption, within the police department, the mayor, just corruption all over.
It's ironic that you mentioned police department. Folks, I don't know whether you heard it on the last segment of this show. You may have heard sirens blasting. It was a Lauderdale County Sheriff deputy passing by here. And, I mentioned it on my show early on Tuesday that I think about 3 of the deputies got a commendation for giving out so many tickets and DUI. That's driving under the influence and speeding and seatbelt violations in Lauderdale County inside of the city of Meridian. And I see that as a problem. I really do, because it's as if the sheriff department is focusing on one segment of the community. I'm sure if they was to go out in the county, they could do the same thing, because people do live out in the county. Not all of them going to have the seatbelt fastened. Not all of them going to have their child in a car seat. And not all of them going to be right when when they smoke their weed or drink their alcohol. So I just think it's unfair. I think it shows a type of racism or selective enforcement of the law, and we need to get away from that. But until we start voting, until we start putting the right people in office, these people, man, now I can tell you one thing about Solid. Every time I had given him an invitation to come to my show, and I respect him for that, he came. Am I right, Dice Man? He come every single time, and so I respect him for that. We tolerate each other, and I respect him for that. But we've had black officials running for office that will not come on my show, and I can understand that. And so I'm trying to be now not so aggressive, but I got to be factual. I got to state my feeling. These are my opinions. These are my facts, so I'm going to state my opinions and my facts. And people, if you want to call in, and you ain't got to call in as long as you like us on Twitter, like us on YouTube, like us on all that. But make sure you subscribe to our channel so that you can continue to get these type of shows, because you're not going to get it. And I'm going to bring you the news that you're not going to get anywhere else. See, you didn't know that John Compton contract was non-renewed. I can tell you there was a lot of rumors recently. Is it okay if I change the subject just a little bit?
Go ahead.
And then you can, before we change the subject a little bit, I want to ask you this. Are you recruiting? How would the people contact you if they wanted to contact you?
They can call me 601-227-5060, or we got a web page, the original Black Panthers of Meridian, Mississippi. We also got, a website.
And on Facebook.
Right.
On Facebook. I saw that on Facebook.
Right. If you find any Panther, they can.
It's the Black Panthers, for me, is not negative, but for so many people it is.
Right.
So how do you downplay that stereotype?
Well, people gonna think negative in anything. So
about us anyway. Right. Even me.
Right.
I'm that radical.
Me, I really don't care. Long I know what I'm doing. I know I'm doing positive, and if other people out there know I'm doing positive, I don't care what the negative people think or feel. No, that's how I feel.
So what is it that you're taking on now? What about are you supporting Michael Grace? Or
yes.
What about Craig Houston? What about Marie Franklin?
100%.
And I agree. So what do you say about Michael Grace being arrested?
I went down there that morning he got arrested. That was that.
Breaking news, folks. The judge, this is what I was just told, that Michael Grace represented this man and this woman, a white man and white lady, in whatever the proceeding was, represented them, but they had hired someone else. Michael Grace was not supposed to have been there representing them. They had hired another attorney, and they're going to, from what I understand, from what I'm told now, that they're going, and they were highly upset about what the judge did. Judge Primo never known him to do anything like that ever, and that they're going to give them an affidavit. It really upset a lot of people. I don't know if anyone liked what Judge Primo did. And again, that's the reason why, James, that Mr. Houston, that's the reason why we need to have people running against these folks.
Right.
They better be glad I ain't a lawyer. I'll be running they'll say, wow, every time we look around, his name is going to stay on there to let these people know that, hey, somebody's willing to run. Look at me. Felony conviction. Yes, I ran for judge. Oh, they didn't want that because, see, even I was the first, I imagine, I was the first person to upset their apple cart. Scared them to death. Right. Guess what? I got 300 something. Family, I got 300 votes. I'm so ashamed. No, I'm not ashamed. I'm ashamed of my people. I'm ashamed that this is where I'm from. This is where my family and friends, if they don't support and vote for me, how can I expect somebody else to?
Right.
But I'm telling you, it's sad, but it's not just that. It's something going on in our community where we're more concerned about what's going on a national level than we are going on. These are the people that are making policies for us.
Right.
And so I've never been in, folks, I've traveled, Craig, right, I've traveled. I have never been anywhere where I've seen where nobody runs against the sheriff, nobody runs against the judge, nobody runs against these folks. That's the reason why they act like that. That's the reason why they know it's a democracy, temporary job. We get to choose who represent us. You cannot choose if you stay at home and do not vote. They have what you call a voter's roll. They're able to look at it and tell whether or not you're registered to vote. And even if you're registered, that's just not good enough, because when they apply for food stamps now, they register them to vote.
Right.
When they out before you can get this guy to vote. I don't even understand such ignorance in our community.
No, and I deal with Michael Grace. I talked with him, several times. He's a good person. And he stand up for righteousness, not for blacks, not for white. He stand up for all. And that's what we need.
And that is what we need. And people, you'll hear me calling people racist. I'm going to call it. We got some ignorant black folks out there, too. We got black people that are selling us out. We got black people that are taking money from Wayman Newell to represent him. Wayman Newell put a load of dirt, gravel in their yard. Really? Is it just that easy now? It's a form of corruption. You buying votes. But it's sad if I didn't make judge when I ran for judge, and I still supported other people that was running. I didn't get mad. I didn't do anything like say. And I keep touching on this because one of the things that I heard that one of the candidates that did not win, and I'm not gonna call names, was gonna have a write-in vote. People, I'm gonna just say this: don't let anyone tell you to write something in because you're wasting your vote.
Right.
Do not waste your vote because it's been blood, sweat, and tears on those votes. If that person is angry and want to do a write-in, then fine, let that person do that. But don't never let anybody convince you not to vote. Never let anyone tell you to do that. It's in the state of Mississippi. They have a place for the write-in. You understand that the people that set up this system set it up a long time ago. They knew at some point in time that somebody would probably get mad and write in a write-in vote, but guess what? Write-in votes does not count. They don't count at all. They don't even count them. They'll just say we had 500 write-in votes. We had 1,600 write-in votes. That's 1,600 votes or 5 write-in votes that does not count, that could have voted towards something. Remember, if you don't, you got to take control of your life. You got to take control of your future. You got to do things that's gonna make things better for you. One of the things that you do is that you see people breaking down and things like that, and you'll stop and help them out, whether or not it doesn't matter what color they are, and people, and I just think that anytime you focus on one segment of the community, I think you're racist. I don't care if you're white, black, yellow, green. If you're a black person and all you're doing is focus now, if you're a black person and you're focusing on black people for betterment, for education, for improvement, for motivation, then that's what you're supposed to do because that's your family. That's your heritage. That's what you're supposed to do. But if you're a black person and you focusing on white people, then you trying to hurt them in order to uplift your peoples or uplift yourself, there's something wrong with that, Mr. Houston. No black person should oppress another race of people in order to uplift their own people. And that's the problem I have with the sheriff department staying inside of the city of Meridian when they have Lauderdale County. And people, y'all know I'm telling the truth. You can't hardly see a sheriff out in the county. And I'm going to just say this. If you want to commit a crime, go out in the county, do it. Ain't no police out there to stop you.
Can I tell you what happened the other day with me with the sheriff?
Go ahead.
Right here. No.
On 8th Street.
Right here.
Already, that's all they do.
So the light was changing. The light had changed yellow. So he was right there, like, wait. So the light was on yellow, so I kept going. So he pulled up beside me. My wife let down the window. He talked about, you know, I could have stopped you. I said, why you ain't stop me then? He said, you ran the light. I said, if I ran the light, why didn't you stop me? Or I had it recorded. Dude, you think I'm stupid? You ain't got nothing recorded. Who you think I am? I'm more. No, don't play with me. None of them. Don't play with me. You know, and like you were saying, they in town. Okay, a police car. They racing up and down 8th Street without the siren on. Okay, but if I go up and down 8th Street rolling fast, they want to give me a ticket. But it's not fair for them to go up and down 8th Street rolling 40, 50, and not going to emergency or anything. So that needs to quit.
Well, they go faster than that. I've seen them go as fast as 80 and 90 miles per hour. And the reason why I know people, not because I have a speed detection device, is because I've been driving a long time. I can look at a car and tell how fast it's going.
Right.
And you know, that's what happened the other day. The sheriff hit somebody. But I see police officers driving fast, and it's just so much corruption in this city here, and it's not going to get better. There's so much corruption in this county. Lauderdale County has blood on its hand, and until you embrace your past, there's no way you can ever have a future.
Matter of fact, I was reading today on a national level, Mississippi #1 in corruption.
And I'm not going to disagree with that. I just about believe that. People, I want to thank you. I'm fixing to call my baby in here. Rhea, come here, baby. I'm finna call my baby in here, people. I'm going to close out right now. My mom died on the 7th of September, and that's my daughter's birthday. And so it's kind of like for her, it was a really, really bad birthday present. This is my baby here, Rhea. Tell everybody, hey.
Hey.
Look into the camera.
Hey.
Yeah, all right, you go.
Stop being shy.
Yeah. But anyway, people, my mom passed, and to me, it brought closure and a lot of things, and it brought our family together. And man, it's kind of like one of the things they said at the funeral is that my mother was an icon. Yes, because she had so many children and she was loved by so many people. That's the reason why Miss Hope was an icon. But when you talk about civil rights, no, my mom was not a civil rights icon, because we were told, and if my sister and brothers looking, we were told, when the civil rights workers came here, Cheney, Schroeder, and Goodman, when they came here to get us to vote, see, my mama didn't start, if my mama was an icon, she would have been voting back then. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
My mom didn't start voting until around about the 80s, I think, when she sure was safe, people. But anyway, back then they made sure that we stayed disempowered. And so and welfare was created for white people. It was created for white people during them early world wars, when their husbands, it wasn't created for black people. When black people started getting on the roll, then they started coming up with rules such as you cannot be on welfare if you have a man in the home. If you own a man, can't be in your home, can't have any more children. And so my mom snuck and went to Alabama and had my brother Graylin. She had him in Alabama, Myrtlewood, Alabama, and gave him to her sister. So mom was gone for probably about 2 or 3 weeks, at least 5 days. I can remember us crying all the time. And so my mom, and I'm telling personal things, my mom ended up, back then, abortions wasn't legal. So people, don't let somebody tell you they love you and try to interfere with your right to choose to either have a baby or have an abortion. That's your right to choose, and I stand strong by your right to choose. I'm pro-choice. Now, my mom didn't have that, so my mom did what you call the coat hanger, where they would stick the coat hanger up in the uterus and make the baby come out. I wouldn't know that if my mama didn't teach that to me, taking quinine and coke. When my mom almost killed herself the second time she done that, and the child named Minnie Reed. That's what she told me out of her own mouth. And so she promised God that she would never do that again. So now Graylin born, she had 2 abortions, however she did it, and then the next child, the 4th child, came along, and his name is Richard Wayne Holt. Wayne was born in 1962, and the welfare department came into our home and told my mom that they was gonna take us from them, and we all sitting around there crying, and it was Steen's Grocery right across the street up on 9th Avenue, became Davis Grocery. Mr. Steen, a white man, a Jew, told my mom, he said, "Come here, what you crying?" My mom crying. He sit down and helped my mother wrote a letter to John F. Kennedy, who was the president at that particular time. About a week or so later, John F. Kennedy wrote my mother his own signature, "Miss Hope, you will not lose your children. Go back over to that welfare department. We already done contacted them." So that's what Nate Pringle meant when he said my mother was an icon. No, she wasn't an icon, because Minnie Hope was scary as hell. She wasn't finna do anything to buck the system, and she was a hard worker. Wow. But that's one thing she inadvertently did. She changed the system. My mother was the matrix that broke that camel back. Once my mother did that, a man could be into your home. You can have many children you want. Miss Ho Show took advantage of that because she had about 8 more children. Y'all have a good evening. Hey, look, don't forget to like us and subscribe, all right? And the number to call us is 601-627-5318. 5318. All right? Website. You can send us an email at reachingoutwitheddie@yahoo.com. The website is reachingoutwitheddie.com. And the Twitter, you can go to the website and you can just punch it in, or you could go and what's that, Dice, man? What is it, Dice?
Eddie Reach Out.
Eddie Reach Out. See, it's kind of, it's on the website, Eddie Reach Out, and you can also talk to us on blog, and you can talk about anything. Hey, I really appreciate you guys listening. We're getting ready to sound off, and y'all see you guys Tuesday. Well, my guest might be Marie Franklin, but I know that Michael Grace will be here Thursday next week. And hey, and I want to thank you for coming on.
No problem.
And you come by anytime, all right?
Oh, no, you know I will.
All right, y'all have a good evening. Thank you, Dice, man.
Take care. Y'all take care, everyone.